Hi, welcome to Yoga by Janelle. Today's class is designed for those of you who are having a little trouble with your wrists. Maybe doing traditional yoga classes irritate your wrist and you're trying to find a way to stick with it, but your wrists are sore. Maybe you have medical issues where you can't put weight through your wrist. This class is for you. Please give it a try before you give up on yoga. I invite you to join me seated on your mats. And we're going to go ahead and close our eyes and begin to focus in on our breath. You're going to inhale through your nose, exhaling it out. Try to keep your lips sealed so that all breathing is occurring through the nostrils. I'm going to inhale through that nose. And exhaling it back out. Allow your mind to let all the thoughts go. Just focusing in on your breath. I'm going to bring a little We're going to bring a little movement in. Bring your arms down to the side of your body. We're going to inhale, lift those arms up overhead. And exhale those arms back down to the side. Inhale those arms back up. And exhale them down. Go ahead and open your eyes. Inhale those arms up again. And exhale them down. I'm going to inhale those arms up once more. On this next exhale, twisting and looking over the right shoulder. Gently place your fingertips on the ground without putting any weight through those wrists. Taking a few breaths here. And we're going to rotate back to the center. Inhaling those arms up. Exhaling them down, turning and gazing over the left shoulder. Again, just putting your fingertips down. Taking in a few breaths. And bringing it back to center. We're going to switch your legs. So if you have your right leg drawn in towards your groin, we're going to move that leg to the outside. And we're going to inhale those arms up once more. Exhaling it, looking over the right shoulder. Taking a few breaths. In yoga, we're all about symmetry, so you want to do the same on each side of your body. That's how we can help bring the body into balance. Rotating it back to center. You're going to inhale those arms up. Exhaling it out over the left shoulder. And bringing it back to center. We're going to inhale those arms up. And bringing it over to your elbow, onto your forearm. Try to get a little bit of a stretch. And bringing it back up. Switching over to the other side. Coming down onto that forearm and elbow. Coming back up. Switching those legs once more. Lifting those arms up. Stretching over. Going to go over to your left. And coming back up and over to your right. And back up again. Straighten those legs out into an open spreading those legs open wide. We're going to come down and walk forward, bringing those forearms forward, just stretching down as far as you can, flexing those toes back towards your knees. With each exhale, allow your body to come closer to the ground. Two more breaths. And one more breath. And exhaling it out. And we're going to come back up to sitting. We're going to go over to our right side. We're going to come back over again onto those forearms. Again, for each time you exhale, allow your body to come closer to the ground. Two more breaths. And back up again. Now, if you can't get your arms to the ground, you can always put them on your legs like this and just come forward. Again, alleviating any pressure through your wrist. You can always traditionally grab your feet if that doesn't hurt your wrist at all. You can grab onto your feet like that as well. And depending on how far you're stretching, you can always just grab onto your ankle or your thigh. You modify it the way that best suits you. And we're going to come up. We're going to come on over. And we're going to lie down onto our belly. You're going to come onto your forearms like this. You want to flatten those toes down. And we're just going to put those fingertips down to the ground, widen those fingers out. And all you're going to do is lift up through your head and your shoulders. Draw those shoulders down and back. Draw that abdominal muscles in towards your stomach, in towards your spine. And you want to look forward. Taking 3 breaths. And relax that posture, turning those palms back towards one another. We're going to tuck those toes, and we're going to push ourselves up through our pelvis. Walk those knees in underneath of your hips. We're going to put an arch in our back, bring our head up, inhale. You're going to exhale, round that back out. Dropping that head down. You're going to inhale once more, arching that back, looking your gaze upward. And we're going to exhale it, rounding that back. We're going to tuck those toes once again. We're going to push up into lifting those hips up, keeping that wrist off of the ground, pushing back into a modified downward facing dog. Bring those knees back down, and we're going to push all the way up into a tall kneel. We're going to do a slight little back bend, pushing that chest towards the ceiling. Take a few breaths. And bring it back down to the ground, supporting on your forearms. Bring those toes together in the middle. Spread those knees apart, sitting back into child's pose. Bringing that head down to the mat. Hips should be towards your feet. Lifting that head back up, pushing back up so that you're going to be resting on your knees. Pushing it back up into your tall kneel. We're going to step forward with your left leg. And you're going to walk that back leg back slightly. Pushing up, you want to make sure that that front leg is knee directly over that ankle. And we're going to push back, putting weight into the back leg, bringing that toe towards your shin, getting a nice little hamstring stretch. You can gently rest your hands on the ground, but do not put weight through those wrists. And coming back up, putting that foot back on the floor. You're going to tuck that back toe, leaning forward into your high lunge. Holding that stretch. And bringing it back down to the ground. We're going to switch legs. Now bringing your right leg or the opposite leg, whichever leg you have forward, making sure to have that knee directly stacking over that ankle. You're going to walk the back leg back slightly. Flatten that toe, sitting back into that stretch. Leaning your weight back onto that back leg, bringing that foot up, bringing that toes towards your shin, gently lean forward, just using your fingertips to support yourself, not putting weight through your wrists. Coming back up, you're going to put that foot flat on the floor, leaning into that, tuck that back toe, pushing it up into your high lunge. You should have a 90-degree angle on that front leg. Your knee should be tracking between the second and third toe. Your back heel should be lifted, pushing back towards the back of the room. Your shoulders should be down and back. And your abdominal muscles should be drawn in. We're going to drop those arms. We're going to bring that weight forward, bending down to a forward fold. We're going to inhale, doing a half lift. We're going to exhale, going into a forward fold. We're going to inhale, lift those arms all the way up over your head, gazes towards your hands. Exhale those hands down to your heart center. We're going to step back with our left leg. Raising those arms back up into that high lunge. Rotate the back leg down to a 45-degree angle. We're now doing our warrior one. Front leg should be tracking at the second and third toe. Abdominal muscles should be drawn in towards your spine. Opening into your warrior two. You shouldn't have to move that back leg much at all. You're going to gaze over your right arm. You don't want to lean. You want to have your body slightly centered. Both arms should be going out towards the front and the back. Lower your left hand down to your thigh. Rotate the right arm or your front arm. And we're going to lean into a reverse warrior, keeping that 90-degree angle in the front leg. Breathing into the right side body. And coming back into your warrior two, lower that right arm down to your thigh, stretching that left arm up, shooting energy all the way from that foot, all the way through your hand. And coming back into warrior two, straighten out that front leg. We're going to bring our right arm down to our leg, slightly lean into that triangle without putting weight through that wrist. Just hold your support here. You can always lift that arm up. And releasing it back up to stand. We're going to shift our weight, rotating those feet. Going back into our high lunge. Left leg should be leading this time. Engage those abdominal muscles. Rotating the right leg down to a 45-degree angle. Going to open up into your warrior two. .90 degrees should be still seen, and that front leg tracking to the second and third toe. Dropping the right arm down, rotating the left arm up, leaning back towards your right side of your body. Breathing into that left side body. And coming back to your warrior two. Dropping that left forearm down to your thigh, stretching out that right arm. Coming back into warrior two. Straightening out that front leg. We're going to go back into triangle again. Just sliding that hand down your leg as far as you can go without putting weight through that wrist. Extending that arm up. Gaze can be upward, straight ahead, or down to the ground. And bring yourself back up to stand. Walk those feet in. We're going to do a little bit of balance. You want to make sure that you are firmly rooting both feet down into the ground. We're going to start by moving our right leg first. So you're going to root down through your left foot. Make sure to feel all four corners of your feet on the ground. And we're going to go into our tree pose. In tree pose, you can start with your toe being directly on the ground, supporting yourself, just like this. You can bring your foot up between your ankle and between your knee. You don't want to bring it directly on your knee. Or you can bring that foot up into your groin and hold it that way. Now, if you have a block, you can always support yourself on your block. So we're going to go ahead and find the position that best suits you. Go ahead, lift that leg up and find your balance position. And working on balance, find a focal point that you can look at. Bring those hands to your heart. Take a few breaths. Stretching those arms up. You're going to grow those tree roots up and out. And we're going to hold it here, taking in a few breaths. And releasing it down. Bring that knee back in towards the center. Switching over to the other side. You're going to, again, root down into that right leg, finding the tree pose position that best suits you. Bring those hands up to your heart center. And let's grow those tree limbs up again, holding it there. Inhaling and exhaling it out. Taking a few more breaths. And releasing it. We're going to rotate our left foot, stepping through with our right. We're going to inhale, lift those arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring those hands down to your side. We're going to inhale, setting it back into chair. So in chair, you're just going to bring the hip back like you're going to sit in a chair. Keep your knees behind your toes, and you're going to lift those arms up. Bringing those hands down to your knees. We're going to step back. It doesn't matter which leg you want to step back with. We're going to bring that knee down to the ground. Bring the other knee down to the ground. And we're going to come on back down into our modified tabletop position, which is also called puppy pose here. And we're going to go into cat and cows again. So we're going to inhale, arch that back. Exhale, round that back out. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, round that back out. And bring those toes in towards the center. Bring those knees out toward the sides of your mat and sit all the way back into child's pose. Bring that head back up. Coming back up to your knees. We're going to go ahead and find our way to seated position. And we're going to lie down onto our backs. Bring those feet so that they are supported on the floor. You want your knees facing upward. Turn your palms so that your palms are on the ground. We're going to go into bridge pose. You're going to gently just lift through your pelvis, inhaling it up, and exhaling it back down towards the ground, one vertebra at a time. Keep those thighs wrapping inward so that your legs are not flailing out to the side. Keep your abdominal muscles drawn in, and again we're going to lift up, inhaling it, and exhaling it down. We're going to inhale it again, and exhale it again. One more time, inhaling it back up again, and exhaling it down. We're going to bring your left leg, crossing it over the right. Bring that toe so that it is pointing back towards your shin, and lift that leg, pulling it back up towards your chest. We're just going to hold it there for a few breaths. One more breath. And lower it down to the ground once more. Switching those legs out. Bringing that right leg, crossing it over the left. And bringing it up towards your chest. And holding it there for a few breaths. We're going to inhale. And exhaling it down. Inhale. And exhaling it down. You can pull in if you want a little more stretch. As long as it's not hurting your wrists, of course. And bringing it back down again. Lower those feet back down to the ground. Dropping those arms out to the side. We're going to rotate those legs down to the right side of your mat and gaze over your left shoulder. And we're going to alternate, going to the other side. We're going to gaze over the right shoulder, dragging the legs to the left. And we're going to switch again, going to the right leg, right knees to the right, head to the left. And one more time, switching, going to the opposite sides again. And we're going to come on down, resting those legs down straight on the ground into our final resting pose. Bring your hands down to the side of your body with your palms turned forward. Just want you to come in, relax, and go ahead, return to your normal breathing pattern. We're going to lie here in this resting pose. As you are lying here, reflect on your practice today. Notice how your body feels. Notice how your mind feels. Notice if you feel a sense of gratitude, sense of balance within yourself. And just allow yourself to just melt, feeling the heaviness of your body into the floor. Allow your body to connect every area that is there. Allow your body to feel that support of the floor. Go ahead and bring movement back into your hands and into your toes. Open your eyes if you have not already done so. We're going to go ahead and begin to sit up. And I want you to nicely and slowly just turn yourself onto your side. And using your body, push yourself up without supporting yourself with your wrists. Find a nice, comfortable seated position. I just want to thank you for joining my class today. I hope that this class has been a wonderful experience for you, especially if you have been limited by pain or anything that could be going on with your wrist. I hope that this class has reignited some love for yoga for you and is a way for you to get back into your yoga practice. If this class has done just that and you have enjoyed it, please comment below You all have such a wonderful day.